Hey, welcome back. This is M-Dog. And we are here at Bear once again. I know this is a little repetitive in terms of the spot, but I have changed up the baits, as you can see. I just really want to do an experiment here. See, I think this spot is still going pretty well. I have not fished here in the last couple days. I really haven't fished at all in the last couple days. And so, but I saw that some folks were going more with the sweet cream versus the cocoa setup, and just wanted to see how it compared. So I thought we'd do a little video here and fish for a few minutes and see what this spot is like. We're starting right about noon in the day, so we are not going to get the early morning bite, but hopefully we'll see the afternoon and early evening bite. So it looks like the first fish here is going to be a pretty decent common carp. Very nice. Let's get this second fish in and then see what the baits are that we're using. I'll also show you the PVA that we're using. There's a grass carp. We are at 55.31, 17 meter clip. Anywhere from 16 to 18, I would say, in this spot. In terms of clip, has been working really nice. And let's take a look at the baits. So again, instead of going with the what has already been working so good, which is the cocoa setup or even raspberry setup, this time we're trying the sweet cream, same size boilies, 16 pop-up, and instead of the cocoa corn, we're using cream white flavored corn. Now this is one thing I put on here was the actual cream dip. I think some folks, at least that I've looked on when I've seen it on VK, are maybe still using the cocoa dip, and that may work better. I don't know, but I just wanted to try it with all of the straight cream stuff. And the PVA is very much like the raspberry or cocoa PVA we've used in this spot with some success, except again, we've traded everything out for sweet cream additives, and then we crushed up some sweet cream boilies to kind of go with it. So that's the approach we're trying, and let's see if it's going to be working okay. I don't have a feeling like that's going to be a grass carp. In terms of looking at justification for this, yesterday it does look like one of the weeklies for the golden tinch was caught on this combination. So maybe that's the dream, that somehow this specific bait combination targets the tinch / golden tinch a little more aggressively, but that may just be a dream. It seems like their golden tinch are occasionally coming in on all of these sort of sweet or fruity sweet boily flavors that we've been trying in this spot. Man, that's got to be a grass carp. That's a long nibble, isn't it? Now we have hope that that might not be a grass carp as quickly as it decided to settle in. Oh, that is in fact a tinch. Very nice tinch. And we do have our lines spread out. In fact, we did this in the last stream of the week, couple days ago now, where we I guess originally when I was fishing this spot and it was very good, very hot, I was casting all three lines sort of at the end of that little weed bed there, but then I did sort of change. I saw more and more reports of folks who were really casting more straight west at this location here, And so what I've kind of been doing since is sort of spreading them out, all three sort of a little bit distinct directionally here. But I think that this spot that's pretty hot at the moment is a pretty wide area. In other words, I think you could probably put them in any of those sort of directions and do quite well. Alright, let's see if this is in fact a small grass carp or if something else has been nibbling that long. Yeah, it is. This part of the week, though, when I'm a little heavier on work responsibilities and all that, I don't get to fish as much as the 3 or 4 days at the end of the week where I'm able to stream. Hopefully that will be the case this week, that starting Wednesday we'll have a little more time together streaming. And I do have a little bit of time off coming up from work a couple weeks from now, and should be able to get a little more lengthy and consistent streams in during that time period. So we will see. This was an odd time for me to start the recording in terms of the time of day here at Bear. Really, we're testing if this spot is as hot as it has been, because this would certainly be the slowest part of the day. 6 minutes, we only have 4 fish. And that may be because of the baits we're using, or it just may be because of the time of day. I mean, over the course of an hour or one in-game day, you expect a much higher bite rate in this spot, at least how it has been. All right, this is going to be a nice tinch. Very, obviously a very small sample size, but 2 tinch out of 5 fish feels like a healthy percentage right now. I am wondering if I'm looking at sort of some of the other reports on VK. There was one in particular that was listed earlier today of someone using these baits, and it does, kind of looking at the keep net that they posted, it looks like their bite rate might have been a little slow as well. So we'll see, but this, compared to cocoa or even raspberry, this might just be a little slower. And if there is a benefit to it, the benefit might be that maybe the tinch bite rate is a little higher. But it is way too soon to say that with any confidence. Although, wow. Wowzers. So how does a 3 kilo tinch compare silver-wise to a similar sized carp? I don't know off the top of my head, so let's find out. $15 silver for a 3 kilo tinch is much better than 2 silver for a 2.6 kilo grass carp. So it compares very favorably. In fact, you have to get up to, I don't know, maybe 8 kilos or so of a common carp at least to equal that value of the tinch. So that does go into it, obviously, when you're thinking about if this does end up being a little slower bite rate, is there a scenario in which it might be worth it to have a little slower bite rate? Huh. I'd say this is not a Tinch. Oh, that's weird. That is quite strange. I do not have a sense of like what size this fish is at all. To come in so easily and then suddenly turn and burn a little bit like that. It's very strange. I guess it's got to be a grass carp or something like that that has some strength even though it's relatively small. I think it's a... yeah. Thought I saw some darker shades there. I was hoping maybe it was a black carp, but it is in fact a grass carp. Wow. Well, no doubt about that. This one wanted to run right from the start. What did we have? Like a 25 kilo grass carp on stream the other day. It ran and ran. I mean, I was so convinced by the end of it. When we finally got it in, I had myself convinced it was going to be a trophy. But nope. Just a really mean 25 kilo grass carp. Really silly here to do what we're doing, but one of the things that I don't like about catching non-trophy grass carp that are big enough to do what that one's doing, which is run for a while and just take a long time to get in, is it kind of kills the point of a spot like that, of this, which ultimately this spot is about the volume of fish you're catching. So you spend so long trying to catch this one fish that you miss, you miss catching the other fish, getting them in, and then getting the baits back out in a efficient manner. So even if we lose this fish, this is not a trophy. It's not big enough to worry too much. We'll probably be pretty aggressive with this. Once it gets a little tired, I'll start dragging it in pretty aggressively. If it pops off, it pops off, right? Well, if nothing else, we're getting to see some decent fish here. This spot continues to amaze me, at least. Earlier tonight, I recorded an episode of a fresh account, free-to-play account of Hearthstone. I know that's probably not most of your cups of tea, but I wanted to go ahead and work on this video as soon as possible. Did not want people to think that I was stepping away from the normal fishing videos. In fact, I'd love to get a Fisher Online video put together. Do some experimentation with different ground baits and stuff, as there's so much has been added to that game recently, but just really limited time here lately. And I've been wanting to do this new player free-to-play Hearthstone series for a while and just haven't been able to find the time, so I finally just am diving in, and I don't know how long I'll stick with it, but one thing I'll say about it is Hearthstone has always been such a hard game to get into if you aren't already into it, because it can take so long to build up a reasonable collection of cards to feel like you can be competitive. And they seem to have done a much better job with getting you on a fast track, even on a free-to-play account, of opening quite a few packs, getting some reasonably competitive cards into your hands pretty quickly. And I think it seems to me at least, I'm just one video series of the series in, but it seems like they've really improved that new player experience. So, all right, I think it's time where we can start increasing the pressure on this fella and convincing him that his home is over here. But I may be wrong. Wow. All right, you just do your thing. I'm going to hope for the best, and if it starts to go slack, I've got to pick it back up. As long as it's bent over like that, I have reasonable hope that it's not going to bounce off. But if it starts swimming towards shore, all of a sudden it would totally come off. Don't do that, by the way. It's never worth it. Don't do what I'm doing. Do what I say. If you've got a big fish on, keep that rod in your hands. I mean, if this ends up being a 24-kilo black carp, imagine the gamble that we're risking by putting it down, increasing the chance that it could pop off. It's really not worth it. But because I am recording a video, and because I also know that this spot is just so much better when you can get the fish in quickly and get the bait back in the water because of the bite rate, I'm allowing myself to make some really boneheaded moves there. I'm also being way more aggressive getting this fish in than I would normally be. Especially when a fish has been fighting us for this long, you might as well just let it get tired. It's not going to be much longer until it's completely tired. And then it'll just allow itself to be reeled in with a lot less risk than what we're doing here. It's pulling. At some point, you got to think about the time investment you've now got into this fish. Like, if it pops off now, it's so inefficient. We've wasted so much time trying to get it to this point that if we then lose it, it's pretty brutal. But we've got the mugga hooks on. We're going to just hope that it will hold it here. We've got it 3/4 of the way in now. course, at this point, getting a visual on it would help a lot to know how to proceed. I saw its tail for a second. It's a grass carp. $21-kilo grass carp. Another nice tinch. Okay, just a little bit longer. I guess we'll go till basically till it hits nighttime here. And then we'll wrap it up. I mean, I think I've seen enough to say that if you get tired of using cocos or raspberries, there's at least another reasonable option here. We've got 4 nice tinch now out of 14 fish. And it looks like the bite rate, if anything, is picking up here this time of day. Largest one is 3.15. It's another one. And that's a trophy. Right? Nope. 3.9. Sorry about that. I was wrong. Very close though. Getting up into that larger size. I think we've had 3 trophy tinch here so far in the last few days. And a trophy common and a trophy mirror. Haven't quite hit the trophy grass, haven't hit a trophy black, and have only had maybe 3 or 4 total golden tinch, none of them close to trophy. Another little tinch. hope this is another tench. No, but it is a black carp. Okay. That would have been a good size to be a tench, though. Wow, there must be some crazy weekly tench right now. Think about all the trophies. Oof. Big old tench are coming out this week. I like that there's one on Old Berg on this list. That's kind of cool. Hopefully we'll see one more fish here. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here shortly. Actually, let's go get a... We're right at 25 minutes, so we're almost halfway through an hour. Let's just get a glimpse at what we're doing silver-wise. I know we're not doing anywhere near what we were hitting on Cocos and Cream in this spot, but I think it's still been pretty dang good. Yeah, 189 in half an hour, in less than half an hour. And honestly, the next half hour would probably be better because of the time of day it'll be in. Could be a little bit slow overnight, but this spot has not been terrible overnight. But the evening and then the morning should be just terrific. It usually is in this spot, at least. Oh, another nice tench. Wow. Yep, and somebody just had a golden tench here just now. Quillage caught one. All right. I'll try to be patient here all the way till midnight. See if we do get one more bite. I didn't even check to see what the weather had been like today. Pretty standard weather. All right, looks like we might get one more right at the end here. Okay. Not a tench. Well, I should say, we really hope this is a tench. This would be a terrific tench. Black carp, though. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, it's a couple of black carp here at the end. That's good. Spot's still going off. Okay. Hey, as always, thanks for watching. Tight lines, everybody.